Have you ever thought what it is like to attend a mastermind where you have to spend 20 grand just to get invited? Good news, friends. We are talking with Omar, the real estate entrepreneur, and he just got back from an event that cost $20,000. This is an event in an organization he's been going to for years. And what I want to talk to him about, and what I want you to listen to, is what was the event like last year? And what was it like this year? Because this is going to be meaningful. And this is exactly what I thought would happen. Omar, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you, Michael? What's up, everybody?
I'm doing well, man. Something you've been very clear about, we've talked about for years, is you invest in yourself, in growing, in networking. This is just one of the many examples of, you spent 20 grand to be part of this mastermind every year. So we're not going to name it. I don't want to get into all of that. But what I want to do is talk about what was the vibe like last year, because I bet it was bananas. And then what was it like here recently? Because you just got back from it. And I'm guessing it was wildly different.
Yeah, it was. Last year, you could feel that there was a vibe that everybody was making money hand over fist. Okay. Everyone was literally the expert. Like we talked about last year, the perfect time for, flipping and everything else and anything that you can touch, new agents becoming great successes like overnight, as well as they dip into, the flipping game. And then they become successful. Well, not so much this year. There is a lot of success still happening, but there's a separation. If you don't have all of your ducks in a row and your systems and your processes handled, meaning if you don't know your market, if you don't put in the work, like we always talk about, there's that huge separation. There's a lot of people getting smashed in the face with extra deals that they're still paying on that, on that interest payment, because they're all flippers, right? And investors. And then there's agents that aren't doing any more business, but they invested into flips and then now they can't, pay their nut. So there's a lot of stuff happening, but then there's that separation. This is where that separation season comes in, while other people are, running on that treadmill. You can actually start stepping away and removing yourself from the competition because there isn't much anymore if you play your cards right. So there was a mixed, it wasn't as like, it was still vibrant. It was still like there because, you're there at a place, you're getting motivated. You were listening to people that make 8 figures, plus annually or more. And it's hard not to, be motivated.
Yeah.
But after the dust settles, you're back to like your own business. Yeah. So you better figure something out. And I mean, it was a different feeling, but still freaking fantastic.
Yeah, no, I knew a couple of people that were at the event, and I talked to them knowing that I was going to speak with you today. And again, this is what they kind of told me off the record, right? Last year, there was a electricity in the room. Everybody was
That's
winning.
A good way to put it. Yeah.
Right. It was
you're right.
You could feel it, right? You would walk in the room and your hair would stand up. That's what it was like last year, right? This year, a lot more hallway conversations about losses, a lot more hallway conversations about being stuck, about being nervous. Last year, none of that. Last year, it was winning, 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 winning. This year, there's a lot of people that frankly, weren't listening to this channel, right? They started flipping luxury properties. They took on too many projects. They went too far astray. They didn't get in their buy box. And it was very clear to a couple of people that went, it's like next year this time, there was a lot of people at the event that won't be back because they'll just bust out. Now, I think your point is also valid. It was also clear, like I'm going to say like the top 15 or 20% are crushing it even more, right? They changed their buy box. They started paying ARV lower. They got rid of their couple of losers. In fact, it's stuff that you and I've talked about. People can go look at your playlist. You took a couple of L's quick. You got small fast. So now you can make opportunity, you can write crazy offers like 700 grand on $1 million property because you can, right? So I think what we're going to see is the winners win. I think events like this will be smaller next year because not many people, after suffering a 6-figure loss, want to sign up to spend another 20 grand to go tell everybody they lost. It's just a funny environment. And I've been in sales for 20 years, so I know exactly how these environments go. So what do you think of all that?
No, it's true. There's gonna be a lot of people that don't. I'm not gonna say renew, but they might say, "Well, let me hold off on self education because I got
Yeah.
to take care of my bills."
I got to lick my wounds. Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm blessed to have lost 6 figures on one deal, and still I'm okay
Yeah.
because there was a lot more other stuff that was a success, but still, it still hurts.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to people in the hallway. That's funny you say that. That there's a lot of people that will lose and that they haven't lost because of their ego because they're not letting it go.
They're
And
hoping
they're
and
gonna
praying. And dude,
yes, it's
that's
gonna change.
terrible.
It's not.
No. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not.
I heard about the hallway conversations because again, human nature is human nature. Say, I've been a sales guy for 20 years. It's all the same. Um, when you're winning, you talk openly in a big room, hence the electricity. But when you're
Right.
losing and you're afraid you're the only one, it's always a hallway conversation.
That's
All
funny.
the hallway conversations were about losses or about fear or about bankruptcy or about, oh my gosh, there were so many people talking about not being able to pay back private investors.
That's
Oh,
the I heard that a couple times, and it's like, oh, okay. Um,
that's not good.
well, hopefully the private investors are at 4%
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
less.
dude. Or yeah, the private investors, like again, this is what I always thought was coming to the commercial market because LPs and general limited partners and general partners. I personally did not realize how much private money was floating around the flipping game. I thought the flipping game was mainly hard money and bank money.
No,
But
a
what
lot
I
of
heard over
private
the
money.
weekend, because again, a lot of people came back from this, is there's a lot of private money.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a lot of private money going to take some huge losses. And yeah, it's going to be unfortunate.
You know, and they could hold on to it, if they rent it out and weather the storm if you have a small enough
But they're going to have to
nut.
foreclose, right? Assuming I'm hoping
Well,
they've had the paperwork right.
if yeah, you're right, you're right. If they have a balloon payment, I want my money. That's it. Here you go. Because most of them aren't 5-year notes.
No, they're
They're all
short-term
one
paper.
year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
six
maybe
month with
18
6 months
months.
options. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but
it was a very different vibe because I remember the event last year. People came back and they were like jumping beans. They were all excited and hot and vibrant. This one was very much the winners are still winning, but it was 20% of the room.
you know what? You're very true, Michael. 20% of the room. But there's one thing I will tell you. It was very directed. So it's like the people that needed to hear what they heard it,
Good.
and then the other people that were there heard it, but they're so far into their negativity because of their current situation that it's hard to have that come in, because if you're not open to it, it doesn't matter what the hell Michael tells me. If I'm in a funk, I don't care what he says, because I got to get myself out of the funk first before I'm open to listen.
Yeah. You know
And
what
that's a
we're gonna
lot of people.
Yeah, what we're gonna do in a video number 3 is we're gonna pretend we have one of those person in front of us. We are having a hallway conversation, you and I, with them. What we would tell them. That'll be video number 3. But before we do that, Omar, where can people follow you, get part of your team, part of your network?
You guys follow me on IG at Invest with Omar. Invest some of your time, invest some of your eyeballs. Follow me there, or go to my website, omaralfaro.com.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.